I have been made aware of a trailer on Netflix for a new dating show that basically, I think, spells the end of our society as we know it. The asteroid is coming, and if there's any justice under God, we will all be gone soon. That's what I think that's what I'm going to take away from this.
I want to get married. I want to have babies before I'm like 26. Do you have health insurance?
Welcome to the strangest blind date ever.
Hey, how you doing? Damn, how you doing?
Could you fall in love with someone based on personality alone?
What is your ideal woman?
Personality, for me, is everything. Ass first, personality second.
Okay, can we pause it there for a second? What? Why? Who? But no. Interspecies dating apparently is now a thing. Also, I like when they say no matter what they look like, but you may have noticed that when people tend to evaluate possible romantic interests, they don't just look at their head. Their bodies are also part of this. So if you actually wanted to do full-on blind dating, what you would actually do is you would go back to like one of those 1970s shows where people were behind a curtain. Or alternatively, you could just have them wear giant fat suits. And then we would see how all of this went. But as it turns out, like if you go back a little bit in the trailer, there are some people who are flaunting some natural body parts that are, shall we say, not made up.
They're real and they're spectacular.
Right? I mean, like, I feel like you get a fairly good idea that this person is not 300 pounds, for example. So it's not like a full-on blind date. Also, I think that if we are just evaluating whether you should date someone based on personality, the mere fact that they have now appeared on this show means you should not do that. That is like the worst idea in the land. The only thing that you know about this person is that they were willing to get themselves gussied up in a bizarre Halloween costume to go on an attention-seeking dating show on Netflix. That right there means not marriage material. And anybody who's on the show and thinks otherwise is delusional. This is just hideously stupid in every respect. Other notes before we go further. The attempt to completely divorce biological attraction from dating is a very strange one, given the fact that the left also suggests that satisfaction of the sexual urge is the height of human existence, that identity is innately tied to your biological and unchanging, immutable sexual drives. But it's better if we remove that by dressing people up like dolphins.
Look, Ike, your daddy's a dolphin.
Yep.
You're the best looking devil I've ever seen.
This is really weird.
Oh my God. This is really weird right now.
This has a weird experience for you?
Okay, so are furries upset about this show? Or are they really happy about this show? There's a whole weird subgroup of people who are attracted to people in furry costumes. And I don't know whether this is like their ideal or whether they're like, you're appropriating my culture, man. My pet is not your dating show. My pet's culture is not your dating show, guys. I'll be honest. I am curious as to whether the particular characters that are being put on these people in the dating profiles actually have an impact. Like if you're wearing like a super hideous costume, does that make it worse than if you're wearing like just a panda head? Like I feel like if you viscerally react to the horrifying nature of some of these masks, does that have more of an impact? Or I don't know. I guess now I'm gonna have to watch the show. Please God, no!
No! Cheers.
Oh, look at this one. Oh no.
I like your fin.
I like your fin. Okay, so as David Burge put it, Iowa Hawk blog over on Twitter, in his day, when we had human dolphin abominations, they at least knew enough to cover their blowhole. What kind of immodesty is this? Just putting your blowhole out there for any straw man to see?
Dude, put that thing away. They're like children here.
We'll get to more in just 1 second. First, let me just remind you that you may think that what you're doing online is private. It isn't. It used to be that private citizens were private. Well, then the internet made all of that obsolete. Think about all the things that you browsed or searched for, watched, tweeted. Now imagine all of that data being crawled through, collected, aggregated by third parties into a permanent public record. Your record. To keep my data private, when I go online, I turn to my friends at ExpressVPN. Every time I turn ExpressVPN on, my connection gets rerouted through an encrypted server. I'm given a random IP address shared by other ExpressVPN customers. That makes it really difficult for third parties to identify me and harvest my data. And ExpressVPN is so easy to use. Like, let me show you how this sucker works here on my phone. So here's my phone. Here's the app, ExpressVPN. I bring it up. I hit this button right here. Doink. Now I'm connected. Look at that. I'm protected. It is indeed That simple. So, if, like me, you believe that your data is your business, secure yourself with the #1 rated VPN on the market. Visit expressvpn.com/Ben. Get 3 extra months for free. That's expressvpn.com/Ben. Go to expressvpn.com/Ben to learn more.
So what if I pick you and I'm not what you expect underneath?
Wait, I'm noticing something. Every cutaway where they actually show what some of the people look like, these are all very attractive people. I've yet to see somebody who's hideously disfigured. Right, it turns out that pretty much the guarantee is that if you wear the mask is just a mask, and when you take off the mask, these people are not going to be hideous. What would make this actually interesting is if you took off the mask and it turned out to be like Phantom of the Opera. Right, where like you took off the mask and half there is like Harvey Dent. Right, that would make this actually, like there's no risk factor here. What if everybody was really attractive and then there was one person who was just unbelievably ugly? But so far, every cutaway they have showed of one of these people shows that they are like at least an 8 out of 10. So I feel like the downside risk for anybody competing is, now I hate this in real, like when I'm made a promise about what a show is to be, I want that promise fulfilled. I remember there was a show way back when, and it was titled Joe Millionaire. One of the great reality show unkept promises of all time. The entire premise of the show was that there was a guy. He was a millionaire, and women were going to date him in order to possibly marry him. And he was a millionaire. And then the whole gag of the show is that Joe was not, in fact, a millionaire. He was a plumber. And the whole hilarious aspect of the show was going to see all these women who were supposedly super into Joe. And then it turns out he's just a schmo. And then they all just dump him. Because it turns out they weren't into him, they were into his money. Except that when they got to the final episode, yes, I watched this entire show. I was like 17 or something. I watched it with my sisters. It was hilarious. When we got to the end of the show, they had Joe present the girl he had chosen with like a $50,000 piece of jewelry. So he completely destroyed the incentive structure. So of course she showed up. They didn't end up together, of course. Don't make this promise to be Netflix. If your entire show is going to be about how we have to find true love underneath with fugly people, then you have to make some of the people fugly. They can't all be attractive. But so far, I've yet to see an unattractive person because Netflix is having these cutaways of the people without their masks on.
I've kissed this girl and I don't know what she looks like.
I'm literally just like in love with the moment.
Pull.
In love with the moment.
Whip it, whip it, whip it, whip it, whip it.
Okay. So they're just dating, wearing weird masks.
This is going to be really tough for me.
I can't choose both of you. I've made my decision.
My sexy beast is...
Oh.
There's interspecies relationships happening on my grounds. I won't stand for it.
Oh, it's all about intolerance. That's exciting. I'm glad that we've reached this point in life. Teaching, our citizens the highest of values.
Ass first.
Yep. Things are going great here in America. Probably we're going to be around in like 50 years. Probably. For sure. Maybe not. If we are, we're going to be some form of inbred Dr. Moreau, bizarre interspecies product. I know, I'm losing hope, guys. I'm losing hope.
I am dead inside.
Alrighty. Well, I'm sorry that we had to watch that together. Maybe we'll do better next time. Leave us a comment below. Hit a like. Hit a subscribe. Hit a notification. So that way, next time I'm tortured with a video like this, you know about it first.